we published a little video in which we were perhaps a little impish,
Yeah.
a little impious, and
I put a book on my head.
and he put a book on his head, and we'd like to apologise for that.
Yeah.
It was suggested afterwards by one of our dear friends who's a counsellor that somebody coming to this video who had become involved in the law of attraction, The Secret, or Christian Science, Scientology, one of these kind of, all I have to do is wishing and hoping and praying and dreaming. Oh, somebody who believed that they could bend the universe to their will, that the way that we ridiculed and lambasted this idea might be upsetting to some people who have been subjected to this, and it might make them feel stupid, that we were calling them stupid. So I took those comments and I sent them to another counsellor friend of mine, Christian Shirko, a very good friend, and he agreed with Jessica, and so we've got to make a plaintive apology, but we're not withdrawing the video. And here's why we're not withdrawing the video. If somebody is just coming away from an authoritarian relationship, they're going to be traumatized, and they are going to feel generally, and I have had this experience on more than one occasion, withdrawing from relationships and a group, that, and I've often met it in talking with hundreds of people who've been involved in authoritarian groups and relationships. You feel ashamed because you were so stupid, so gullible to be drawn into it. I mean, I'm generally above that. I think I was tricked.
Oh, well, I feel that way even though I've never joined a dangerous group.
Really?
Yeah.
And you see, you don't even know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All the dangerous groups you're in.
Yeah.
School. You watch South Park?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
I live in this household.
yes.
Yeah.
We have a cat.
What were we talking about again?
Authoritarian relationships.
Okay, yeah.
The cat wants food, you feed the cat.
Anyway.
I mean, there are no choices about it.
Back to the apology.
Which we're not really making.
Yeah.
The point is that I do want to say that if you are just coming away from a devastating traumatic experience, then this channel is not the right place to be going. It's that simple. We are seeking to give information that's preventative and that may help people in their recovery. But in the first stage of recovery, where you're still feeling foolish, then there is something that's really marks that state. Let's call it post-traumatic stress, which some clever people call it, or PTSness.
Yeah.
That's a joke for the Scientologists, by the way, not for anybody else. Let's say that this person will therefore have what is called hypervigilance, that you're kind of a bit sensitive, you're a bit touchy, you're kind of wondering what people mean by what they're saying.
Yeah. Do you think they're getting at you?
Yeah.
Jokes?
And we're not getting at you. I promise we're not getting at you, because I'm somebody that once believed I was inhabited by millions of little beings that had been clustered together in volcanoes by hydrogen bombs 75 million years ago, having been rounded up from 76 planets in this sector of the galaxy
Jesus.
by the Prince Zeno. I believed that.
That's wacky.
That is pretty wacky. So you've got nothing to
Yeah.
worry about. If somebody is rational and well balanced as me, oh no. No, if somebody who could make these videos, these serious videos, can have been so easily taken in, please take heart. But only watch these videos if you're willing to be a little bit lighthearted. Now, in the second stage of recovery from an abusive relationship, people usually get, or not usually, but often get quite nasty in their humour. But in the first stage, humour is, what do you mean by that? Are you getting at me? So this is an apology to anybody who's been offended by what we've done. No offence was meant. We both, I think, admitted that we were thoroughly gullible during the course of the video. But also to say that we wish to present lightheartedly, with a sense of humour. If we seem to be getting sarcastic and unpleasant, then I'm sorry about that. And please point it out in the comment section. That was a horrible thing to say, John. Hitler was actually a lovely man, and he was very well-groomed moustache, unlike you.
Yeah.
But I would, I can't actually escape from a textbook. Now, it was suggested that we might be upsetting the woman who had owned this book by showing her underlinings and her saying how much she believed. I'd like to point out this book has been in my possession for at least 30 years, and that whoever owned it, and her name is written in it, and we have blanked it out when I accidentally showed it to the camera in the other video. I'd like to point out that whoever the woman, I'm going to identify gender at least, so it's one of 3.5 billion people in the world. The woman who owned this book either sold it or she gave it away and the person she gave it to sold it. So I'm suggesting that she probably wouldn't be too offended by us lampooning the content of it, because she'd decided it was rubbish and she'd sold it. And she did sell it. It wasn't bought from a thrift store or charity shop, as we call them in the UK. It was bought from a second-hand bookstore, so it was sold for money. But it is an irresistible text. And so we're going to close with a piece of wisdom from Dr. Catherine Ponder, the author of Millionaires of the Bible.
I don't know any.
I can't think of any. Maybe I haven't actually read the Bible thoroughly enough. There must be packed with millionaires. The results of developing your mind powers. So it's just this. I just opened this, and it says the power center. This is the healing faculty of power. The power center in the throat. The great power of the universe not only lies within man, but has a definite location in the throat, in a brain center at the root of the tongue. You didn't laugh as loudly this time.
No, I didn't. You primed me not to, because you read it to me just before.
Well, you asked me to read it.
Yeah, don't blame me.
Yeah, it's true. I shouldn't do that. Through this brain centre, the mind faculty of power controls the larynx, tongue, tonsils, and all the organs used in forming words. So those people who think that Broca's area and Wernicke's area in the brain have anything to do with language, you're wrong. It's a little centre at the base, the root of the tongue.
Oh, nice.
And your mind faculty of power is located near the thyroid gland. So
those who... Do you have your thyroid gland removed? Does that happen?
Occasionally, yes.
Yeah.
It's and it's not a good thing to have done.
No.
But it would take away the power of... Well, it says it's located near it.
Oh, okay.
And the powerful thyroid gland controls the metabolism of energy in the body. In fact, the mind faculty of power located in this thyroid gland in the throat controls all the vibratory energies of the body. All right.
Okay.
We tells it as we sees it. This is palpable nonsense. And if you've been taken in by it or by anything like it, then think it through. And hopefully, like us, one day you'll laugh about the folly of believing that you can pray to a scroll and get a Mercedes-Benz, because it's well known that praying to scrolls only leads to getting Japanese cars.
Yeah.
And on that merry note, I'm John Atack.
I'm Sam Atack.
And we thank you for your company. And we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.